His last radio message was, "They're already on board." At 2:14 a.m., veteran fisherman Joseph Bennett radioed the Port Henderson coast station with a message that would leave investigators baffled for years. His voice was strained, panicked, barely audible over violent static, and before the transmission cut off, he said just 6 chilling words: "They're already on board." Seconds later, there was screaming, then silence. By sunrise, his boat was found drifting 12 miles offshore. The engine was still running. His wallet was still inside. His phone sat on the dashboard. But Joseph was gone, and investigators still can't explain the wet footprints they found on deck. Footprints that were far too large to belong to him. This is the story of the final radio message. Joseph Bennett was 47 years old, a lifelong fisherman from Old Harbor Bay, known by nearly everyone in the local fishing community. He had spent more than 25 years navigating Jamaican waters. Experienced, cautious, never reckless. Friends described him as deeply practical, not the kind of man who believed in ghost stories or superstition. If Marcus said something was wrong, people listened. He owned a modest 28-foot fishing vessel called the Maria Rose, named after his daughter. It wasn't new, but it was reliable. He had taken it out hundreds of times, and on the evening of August 17th, everything appeared routine. At approximately 8:37 p.m., Joseph was seen leaving the Old Harbor fishing dock. Security footage captured him loading supplies, ice storage, fuel containers, fishing nets, a portable radio battery. He was alone. Other fishermen later confirmed he intended to make a short overnight trip to familiar waters northeast of Lime Cay. The weather forecast was clear: mild winds, calm sea conditions, nothing unusual. At 9:12 p.m., he made his first routine check-in call to shore. Everything was normal. At 11:46 p.m., Joseph radioed again. This time, his tone was slightly different. According to coast station operator Devin Sinclair, he sounded distracted. He reportedly said, "Something's been following the boat for the last 20 minutes." When Sinclair asked him to clarify, Joseph brushed it off. Probably debris. Maybe another vessel without lights. The call ended. No distress signal. No urgency. At 1:18 a.m., Joseph made another transmission. This one was shorter, more tense. He reported hearing footsteps above the cabin. The operator reminded him he was alone. He went silent for several seconds, then replied, "That's exactly why I'm calling." The line disconnected. Attempts to reach him went unanswered. At exactly 2:14 a.m., the coast station received one final transmission. Investigators later enhanced the recording. Though damaged by static, portions remain clear. Joseph is heard breathing heavily. Metal scraping sounds echo in the background. Then his voice. "There's movement on the deck." A pause, then louder. "I can hear them walking." More static. A sudden crashing noise, then the final words, "They're already on board." A scream follows, not loud, not prolonged, cut short, then complete silence. A marine search team launched at first light. At 6:42 a.m., they located the Maria Rose, drifting roughly 12 nautical miles from Joseph's expected coordinates. The boat was intact, no signs of collision. No storm damage. The engine was still idling. Fishing gear remained untouched. His wallet, keys, phone, jacket were all still on board. There was no blood, no struggle, no indication he had entered the water voluntarily. Then, investigators noticed something deeply unsettling. Across the wet deck were a series of muddy footprints, fresh, clearly visible. They led from the rear of the boat toward the cabin entrance, then stopped. The prints measured nearly 16 inches long. Joseph wore size 10 boots. These were significantly larger. Worse still, there was only one set, no return trail, no explanation for where they ended. When audio technicians reviewed the final radio transmission, they discovered something strange. Beneath Joseph's voice, Another sound could be heard, very faint, almost whisper-like. After enhancement, some believed it sounded like a second voice saying, "Don't turn around." Authorities never officially confirmed this, but several investigators privately admitted hearing it. Over time, several theories emerged. Theory 1: piracy or robbery. Dismissed quickly. Nothing was stolen. Theory 2: he fell overboard. Possible, but experienced fishermen rarely abandon vessels under calm conditions, and his life vest remained on board. Theory 3: hallucination, carbon monoxide poisoning or exhaustion, but toxicology from cabin air samples showed no evidence of dangerous gas exposure. Theory 4: something else, something Joseph encountered that night and never escaped. 6 months later, another fisherman working the same waters reported hearing a radio transmission on an inactive frequency, heavy static, then a familiar voice, weak, distorted, but recognizable. It said, "Still on board." The transmission was traced. It originated from the coordinates where the Maria Rose had first been found drifting. No vessel was present. Joseph Bennett was never found. No body, no debris, no explanation, only an empty boat, impossible footprints, and 6 final words. They're already on board. What do you think happened to Joseph? Was there someone or something on that boat? Let me know your theory in the comments and subscribe for the next unsolved case.